What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. And guys, we finna jump right into this story right now. I hope everybody's having a great holiday preparation, man. This is the pre-Thanksgiving kickoff, and I'm here to tell you, Kevin Stefanski is in some hot water yet again. Now, we all seen what was displayed over the weekend when SHEDEUR Sanders went up to Las Vegas, got out of that city with the dub. At the conclusion of the game, we seen Kevin Stefanski hold the game ball in the air. And he pretty much said, well, you know what, Myles Garrett, this is for you. That is exactly what he did. Now, despite SHEDEUR Sanders being a rookie, despite SHEDEUR Sanders going up against all of the obstacles that he faced, because he damn sure faced a lot, Kevin Stefanski refused to give the game ball to SHEDEUR Sanders. Now, many people like myself, Shannon Sharp, and other people in the media quickly, swiftly, in a hurry said something. Now, I'm here to tell you, Kevin Stefanski responded, and he responded to not giving SHEDEUR Sanders the game ball, and he also had a lot of stuff to say, but let's react to this. Mary Kay caught this little snippet, so we ain't got to watch the whole thing, but we is going to watch some of it.
Let's game you go into it, trying to just highlight guys. Myles got a game ball. I thought probably pretty worthy. But
no one said that Myles Garrett game ball was worthy, bro. Look, we didn't ask you that. We said SHEDEUR should have got the damn game ball. I never once, when I did that live immediately after the game, and said, you know what, I feel like Myles Garrett don't deserve the game ball. Everybody felt like he did. But at that exact moment, that day, he had a game where he had 5 sacks, bro. 5. That's worthy of a game ball. What SHEDEUR did, going up against, he should have got the game ball, bro. It's just that simple.
Constantly trying to recognize your guys. We spent time this morning as well pointing out all of our guys and the jobs they did. Point out Gage having a big punt return, which was huge for our team. Your D-line doesn't get 10 sacks unless the coverage is really good. Obviously, a rookie starting his first game on the road, getting a win is huge. So you acknowledge all that with your team. Kevin, before the game you go into.
So he didn't even acknowledge SHEDEUR name, but we finna dissect some of this press conference that he had, man. It's just mind-blowing to me, dog, that we're
talented roster
here.
They're playing good football, so we have to meet this challenge. It's a unique challenge in some of the things they do schematically. So we have to have a great work week. Obviously, it's a different work week just with Thanksgiving tomorrow, and we'll move some meetings around and that type of thing. But have to have a really great work week this week before we head down to the stadium in front of our fans, which is we're very excited about that part. So with that, I'll take any questions.
With Robert there now back as the defensive coordinator, where has he kind of put his imprint back on that defense, and what is what's kind of the teaching points with SHEDEUR this week to prepare him for that?
Coach Sala does an amazing job. I've competed against Coach Sala when he was at the Niners the first time, when he was at the Jets, obviously going up against him now. He's an excellent football coach from the X's and O's, but this defense and Coach Sala's system and our system share a lot of DNA. Their defensive line coach, Chris Kuceric, who does an outstanding job, was with Coach Schwartz when they were in Detroit together. So there's a lot of things that they do similar. And I'd say the number one thing that I think you'd see on tape is how hard their defense plays and how relentless their defense plays. And that's something that's obviously part of both teams' defensive identity.
How much work and what was the work that went into SHEDEUR eliminating those deep lost sacks?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. The protection plan was really solid. We really had 1 sack for -3 yards on a coverage sack. We went max protection, didn't really have any underneath options, moved forward in the pocket with great ball security. So that's a great lesson for the young quarterback. And we took a sack, but it was just for -3. We maintained possession of the ball. He had great ball security throughout that. But it only you have great success over the course of a game by everybody being on the same page. That's the quarterback and how he's operating. That's the offensive line and who they're blocking. Tight ends and running backs are involved. Obviously, people getting open. So I thought that was a really, really strong outing for SHEDEUR in his first start to just have 1 sack.
Coaching to him to go over former games and say,
oh, sure. We talk about a lot in that quarterback room, and certainly had a lot of discussions with all the quarterbacks in SHEDEUR on just our pocket movement, our pocket mechanics. When you have players that can escape the pocket and make big plays down the field, naturally there are going to be times where you then expose yourself to a pass rush. So that balance of finding the completions when they're there and you can make plays from the pocket, and then also still having that ability to break the pocket, break contain, move up in the pocket, all those type of things where some big plays lie when you do that.
The 49ers are, I think, last in the NFL in sacks right now. And obviously Nick Bosa's not out there. Fred Warner's not out there. What does that mean in terms of their ability to get pressure and rush the passer?
Yeah, they still do an outstanding job. They have rushers that can win one-on-ones. They have a good pressure package on third down, and they are relentless. So just talking earlier about how this team plays, they're relentless. You have to match their intensity really throughout the game.
McCaffrey that gets the ball as much as he does. I mean, besides the talent aspect of it, how does the just volume challenge you guys?
Yeah, he's a unique player in this game, just the way he impacts the game and both the run and the pass. When he's running routes, he's a wide receiver. I mean, I really don't think there's a route he can't run. They could line him up anywhere. He could run any route. There's no run scheme that he can't run. So he's a huge challenge, having gone against him over the years. You try to limit him, you try to slow him down, but you also have to recognize this is a great player.
The fans are going to go crazy Sunday with SHEDEUR. Do you have to kind of like harness his energy so he stays within the game?
I think he's always done a nice job of that. He's what we appreciate about all of our players is authenticity. He's the same guy every single day. Obviously on game day, there's a juice that comes with that. There's an excitement that comes with that, but he's played that position for a long time. He knows how to make sure he keeps the main thing.
How much the 49ers use pre-snap motion? I think they're like second in the league. Just how much is that a point of emphasis for you guys on defense to make sure your eyes are kind of in the right place and you're not falling for certain things they're trying to show you?
Yeah, it's a huge point of emphasis, and it's been a staple of what they do. That's something certainly when we played them a couple years back was what they do. Having played Miami recently, that's a big part of them as well. So there are schemes, there are offensive attacks that utilize pre-snap motion shift for a variety of reasons, but it's a huge point of emphasis for us on defense to stay true to our job, stay true to our reads, those type of things.
Now, why didn't you give SHEDEUR a game ball after the game? And I know you didn't give Dylan one either. Is it like you don't want to let rookies taste too much success too soon, or what was the?
No, I mean every game you go into it, try and just highlight guys. Miles got a game ball. I thought it was probably pretty worthy, but you're just constantly trying to recognize your guys. We spent time this morning as well pointing out all of our guys and the jobs they did out. Point out Gage having a big punt return, which was huge for our team. Your D-line doesn't get 10 sacks unless the coverage is really good. Obviously, a rookie starting his first game on the road, getting a win is huge. So you acknowledge all that with your team.
Before you hired Schwartz, he had successful record against Shanahan as coordinators, head coaches. And you shared that success in 2023 one game. So have you learned some of his trait sequence over the last 3 years?
I think that's honestly, Tony, I think it's probably overrated to think, and I understand the question, but there's really, really good coaches on both sides of the ball. And there's going to be moments where they got you and there's going to be moments we get them, and there's always in between. But all those previous games, while we're watching that game and they're watching that game, those games don't really factor into this one.
When you saw Purdy a couple of years ago, he's still relatively young, still in that, bursting onto the scene. How has he changed as a quarterback?
So, guys, I don't want to hear no more Kevin Stefanski talking. We're getting prepared for the holidays. Guys, I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section right now. Keep them bells on. I will be back with another one. And until next time, shake the haters off.